Hey guys, it's Brandy Carson here from the Help Club for Moms, and I'm going to talk today about how to date your spouse. Now, I want to clarify dating your spouse does not necessarily mean going out and spending a lot of money. You can learn to date your spouse at home, give the kids a movie. It's just about making time to connect with your spouse on a regular basis. And why? Why should we do this? Well, a lot of people know just, to spend time with your spouse, but a lot of times we get stuck in the rut of life and forget, who we're married to, and we just become business partners. Oh, you're picking up the kids. Okay, what's on the schedule? What do we have this week? And you're not really taking the time to connect with one another because things are busy. I have 5 kids. I know it's hard. Another reason why is getting out and dating your spouse, or even whether it's at home, it helps relieve stress that builds up during the week. It's just the daily life, stress in your relationship with your husband, stress and just that, from everyday life and the kids and, everything. And also, I know for some moms, it can be really hard to leave your kids. And I'm not saying leave your newborns with, a complete stranger, but I understand it can be hard to leave your kids with other people. But I'm telling you, your marriage is worth it. The intentionality of making that time for your husband, making that time to connect with him, it's worth it, because guess what? Your husband is hopefully going to be around a lot longer than your kids are. And that's who you have to be with when all the kids aren't at the house. And you don't want to be that couple that when all your kids move out, that you don't know who's sitting next to you every night, right? So you need to take the time to invest now. And if you have to, find a close friend, find someone that you trust and are comfortable with, but you have got to make the time to spend that time with your spouse, and he needs to feel like he's the most important sometimes. Not that the kids aren't, but that sometimes the kids overtake our lives as moms. That's our whole life, and sometimes we have to make sure our husbands come first too. So how do we do this? How do we date our spouse? Well, I recommend, at least once a week or every other week, making that time to date your spouse. And I don't mean go out and spend money, but just taking that time to connect with your spouse. First, you need to be intentional. Like, I sit down every week and I look at what we absolutely have to do, what's in the schedule, what things need to be done. And then I try to find a block of time, even if it's only for 30 or 45 minutes, that I can sit down and be intentional with my husband. Now, some weeks we can hire a sitter, and go out and have a great day. Other weeks we just don't have the money. But you should be intentional about at least every once in a while setting aside some money to get out of the house, out of the daily grind, and go do something fun, do something adventurous with your husband. I know for me and my husband, the best way we reconnect is exploring new things together. We've done whitewater rafting and hot air balloons and just all kinds of adventurous stuff, and that's how we meet each other's needs. We take the time to explore and do new things together without the kids, without being just mom and dad, but being husband and wife, who we were when we dated, Next, you also need to be intentional on the date itself, whether you're at home, whether it's even 30 minutes before bed after the kids have gone to bed. Being intentional at connecting with your husband. How are you doing? Where are you at? Where's your emotional radar? How can I help fulfill any needs that you have? And sometimes you have to just be blunt and ask it. What can I do? How are you doing? What's stressful right now? But make sure you have fun too. Now, like I said, you don't have to spend a lot of money. And even if you want to get out without spending a lot of money, I know sitter, we have 5 kids. A sitter just for a couple hours is already a huge chunk of change. So if we do go out, sometimes we just want to find good deals. Our local bowling alley has, in the middle of the week, happy hour bowling time, which is just $5 an hour for the whole lane. So we can pull 4 games of bowling for $5 and have a great time doing it and laugh and be silly and have fun. Sometimes movie theaters have a good deal. You just want to find things out locally, or just go have a coffee and sit and have talk, or an ice cream cone. Things that are absolutely free is stuff you can do at home. Don't just watch a movie every night, which, granted, sometimes we're exhausted. We just want to cuddle up, watch a movie, and just that closeness of being together without the kids all over us is enough. But sometimes, go out, watch the stars. If you have a fire pit, light it, or go take a cup of hot cocoa out and watch a star together and just interact and have conversation. The biggest point is just being intentional about it. Some other great things you could do are on the weekend. I know my friend Deb, when her kids were young, there was the one day the kids could wake up and just go watch some cartoons or a show or a movie, and they would have their coffee together and just reconnect over breakfast. Like I said, you don't have to actually go out to have a date with your husband or your spouse. Now, if you can make time to either every other week or even once a week at home, make this time, it will change the closeness of your relationship. I know me and my husband have had, our up and down years, just like everyone else. And the last probably 9 months, we've been very intentional about seeking that time together in the busy schedule of having 5 kids, and I homeschool. And it has just changed, especially for me when my emotional needs are just like, I need to interact with you and have someone else to talk to besides kids all day. And he has been really intentional about just doing that. And your kids will see the difference. They will see mom and dad flirting and having fun and being playful. And even if they're not with you every single night of the week, they will feel more secure and confident in their family unit to see you guys connecting and happy and getting along. So it's worth it. It's worth the time away from the kids. It's worth the time set aside out of the busy schedule. It's worth the financial investment. I am telling you, dating your spouse is going to make your whole life way more wholesome because, well, what do they say? Happy wife, happy life, right? So if you take the time and are happy with your husband, you are going to feel so much more secure in your marriage. So I hope you guys enjoyed this today. I hope you guys make a little bit of effort, even just carve out half an hour a week. Talk to you guys later.